Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and CM Punk, three of the biggest names in wrestling and the heart of WWE's biggest storyline as Survivor Series approaches, with Reigns and Lesnar recently confirmed as key rivals in the big multi-man metal mayhem that is WarGames. Yeah, and Punk's in the mix as well. Speculation is soaring about how this will all lead to maybe WrestleMania 42 in 2026. The fact that these three stars are all active in WWE feels almost surreal. It opens up a wide range of exciting possibilities for WWE's creative team to take this storyline with these three names into a very interesting direction, maybe even some one-on-one matches that we could see again in different ways. Where is this all going to go exactly? This is Sportskeeda Wrestling. I'm Kevin Callum. Let us know where you want it to go. Get in the comments below. Where can this actually go that is the most interesting for you? Hit the like button, share the link, and pass on this wrestling video to your fellow wrestling buddies. CM Punk's return to WWE in late 2023 sent shockwaves through the wrestling industry. After nearly a decade away and some years over at the rival promotion of All Elite Wrestling, Punk's WWE comeback instantly made him the focal point of television, and he has since captured the World Heavyweight Championship twice on the Raw brand. Roman Reigns, after dominating WWE as the arch villain of it all, as an indomitable champion with his entire manipulated family supporting him in this key role, finally saw his empire crumbled and humbled, only to resurface now in a surprising alliance with former foes. In a dramatic turn, Reigns has effectively been ousted by Paul Heyman in favor of a new faction, The Vision, and has now teamed up with longtime rivals and sometimes allies, at least in his own family, in Jey Uso, the man who took the WWE Championship from him in Cody Rhodes, and someone he's never gotten along with in CM Punk, to fight their common enemy. Brock Lesnar, for his part, has been absent from WWE for months, making his shocking return this week on Raw in Madison Square Garden to join Heyman and his side to attack Punk and Cody Rhodes. It is just a big move by him, and an interesting combination of him with younger talent on his side that he's never been beside before. In one fell swoop, Lesnar reinserted himself into the top storyline and rekindled a very long-running rivalry with Roman Reigns that has headlined previous WrestleManias. This effectively puts all three Heyman guys on a collision course, whether it's uneasy allies or bitter enemies. With this setup, fans and pundits alike are asking, could WWE be planning the ultimate triple threat match? Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk for WrestleMania 42. On paper, this is a massive marquee match. These are arguably three of the biggest names of the past decade or so within pro wrestling, and each from distinct eras yet deeply interlinked through the relationships with one man, as we mentioned, Paul Heyman. A triple threat that could be unprecedented in that Reigns, Lesnar, and Punk have never faced off together in this specific ideal combination. Heyman's betrayal of Reigns, his alignment with Lesnar once more, and the formation of The Vision provide an easy storyline catalyst. The mastermind advocate could reclaim his greatest creations, but now have them battle for supremacy while he pulls the strings as the puppet master. That said, just because something is possible doesn't mean it's completely likely. Triple threat WrestleMania main events are relatively rare, even though we saw one last year, and the promotion typically prefers traditional one-on-one main events, unless these situations truly require multiple contenders. Historically, triple threats have headlined WrestleMania only when organically necessary. In this case, would WWE pull the trigger on a three-way battle between Reigns, Lesnar, and Punk, as we saw a match like this at last year's WrestleMania? It's an intoxicating idea that still has some logical foundations, but there are some challenges. One issue is that each man has a limited schedule, at least it appears that way. The Tribal Chief has evolved into a special attraction performer. The Beast Incarnate's sporadic appearances have been basically expected from him since his second run with WWE started in 2012, and Punk, given his history of injuries and his extensive age within the business, is not exactly going to be utilized the same way he was before. Building a WrestleMania feud around all three would require careful coordination and to keep the storyline hot without having them all present maybe on every single show. Another factor is that the fan reaction and match quality has to be met. Today's WWE audience is fickle, vocal, and deeply opinionated, and they have the 24/7 megaphone of social media to share and echo that opinion. Would a triple threat of this magnitude delight them or provoke mixed feelings? As we mentioned, we got a triple threat at last year's WrestleMania. Would this triple threat scenario of this magnitude delight these fans or provoke mixed feelings? Many are undoubtedly excited to see the prospect of the players come together. Others might groan, yet another Roman versus Brock showdown. They've done that quite a bit. Yeah, and the inclusion of Punk does freshen it up considerably. He's the microwaving variable. Punk's presence might actually relieve concerns of a tired Reigns-Brock scenario, and it changes the chemistry and gives fans an easier choice to make their allegiances and who to root for. It's conceivable that a triple threat, Punk could emerge as the sentimental favorite. Lesnar is a clear heel, and Reigns perhaps somewhere between the middle of the two. One advantage of a triple threat, though, is protecting someone in defeat. If the company is reluctant to have someone get pinned here, a third man in the match can do the job. Of course, the triple threat is one scenario. WWE might opt for a more straightforward path, splitting these two titans into separate marquee matches. Given that WrestleMania 42 is likely to be once again a two-night extravaganza, the company can afford to headline multiple big bouts. Reigns versus Lesnar is almost unbelievable as a possibility again, yet here we are, and this time the roles are intriguingly reversed. Reigns is no longer the hopeful young underdog or a heel with a big faction behind him, but rather a battle-hardened, babyface-leaning warrior. Lesnar is back to a full monster heel mode. Still, WWE will be conscious of the over-reliance on this matchup. If the company wants a safe bet for the spectacle with these names, Reigns versus Lesnar delivers. It's a proven ticket seller and typically garners a huge crowd reaction. Now, isn't it wild to think that we've never gotten that big showdown between Roman Reigns and CM Punk? Arguably, it is the most buzzworthy of the one-on-one matchups playable here. And we don't mean to bump Big Brock, but it's a clash of two eras and it feels a little bit more fresh. Yeah, comparatively, they've never had a proper singles one-on-one match when it mattered on a big premium live event. Now both men have evolved. The mix of Punk's counterculture hero status as a wise veteran in the final stages of his career who can still put him to sleep, and Reigns as a final boss persona is explosive. From WWE's perspective, Reigns vs. Punk is a marquee first-time match that could headline one night of WrestleMania 42. Internally, this match has become a serious consideration, especially with uncertainty surrounding other plans. Punk vs. Reigns might not boast the mainstream appeal of Reigns versus The Rock, but it would generate huge interest among the core wrestling fans who you need to satisfy and satiate, and likely still attract a massive audience beyond it. It's also going to give a WrestleMania a generation versus generation selling point, which has worked a lot in the past, play on the different demographics. Fans, for the most part, seem very excited about this possibility. The only potential drawbacks are Reigns has a part-time status that does hinder storylines nowadays, and the question of who would win. Reigns has been nearly unbeatable at WrestleMania. Punk's big return story might justify him actually defeating Reigns in a shocking moment to overcome the odds that maybe younger wrestling fans don't expect him to overcome. Either choice has significant implications. A big match, a significant consequence. With all of these options available, WWE finds itself in a challenging position. Having these three mega stars ready for WrestleMania in Las Vegas offers plenty of choices, but also puts the pressure to maximize as much out of them for the business. WWE will consider not only creative storytelling, but also the bigger picture. TV ratings, merchandise sales, and filling that massive stadium and WrestleMania 42 with those big ticket prices. A triple threat between Reigns, Lesnar, and Punk would undoubtedly be promoted as one of the biggest in WrestleMania history. However, they also need to think about the rest of the card and the year ahead. If all three names compete in one match, it is an attraction, but it could leave night one or night two lacking star power and oomph at the top. Spreading out these names allows for multiple dream matches. WWE has stacked the deck. Now we wait to see which cards get played. See, that's a card game reference. It's Las Vegas. Will it be a trifecta or a pair? Yeah, the road to WrestleMania is starting, and if recent developments are any guide, we're in for a wild ride. What do you want to see happen? Come on, you watch the whole video. Get down there in the comments and let us know. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos just like this.